Hello and welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. I'm Katrina Collier. I'm, of course, author of The Robot Proof Recruiter, and I'm a speaker and facilitator. I'm, of course, joined by my gorgeous, talented talent acquisition professional co-host, the one, the only, the amazing Glenn Martin.
Hola. Hello. I like the professional bit in there.
Your face? And I missed
the professional.
Did I call you professional? Oh, I take that back. Did. Sorry, people. I didn't mean to call him professional. I'm super excited to have Ben Gledhill actually back on the Social Recruiting Show. But of course, you were here with Audra last time. Ben Gledhill, we'll let you introduce yourself. Welcome back to the Social Recruiting Show.
Now then, how are we doing? All right. Hi, everyone.
Actually, I forgot one something very important thing. We, of course, wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for our fabulous sponsor, Enterprise Alumni. So thank you for keeping us running for yet another week. Yay! Yeah, I know the pointing's all wrong as well, Ben. You're going to get confused.
All right, okay.
It's all good fun.
It's going to throw you for most of the show, to be fair. It takes a couple of shows to get used to, but there we go.
Right, okay.
Well, Katrina said, introduce yourself.
Yeah,
that's preempting my question, because last week I was refusing to ask the question. This week I'm quite comfortable to ask the question. So Ben, for those individuals that don't know you, can you introduce yourself and give us a little bit of context as to how you got into recruitment?
I certainly will. So hi everyone, hope everyone's well. So yeah, it's quite scary because 2020 marks 15 years I've been involved in recruitment, resourcing, talent acquisition, talent advisory, whatever we'll call the industry this week. I kind of lose track with all the different names.
So you're a baby to the industry.
Pardon?
You're a baby to the industry.
Pretty much. Oh yeah. I'm not a veteran like you. I won't be getting my painted of a ship or watch or anything like that. So like most people, fell into it straight from university. Became a retcon. Moved internal. Did a little bit of RPO. And the last kind of 4 to 5 years, been in leadership positions that have predominantly been quite transformational. So in terms of going into organisations, looking what's happening with the way that they attract, hire and retain talent, throw a few buzzwords in there, candidate experience, employer branding, technology, all these kinds of things. And I'm very lucky to enjoy what I do, really. And I think a lot of it comes from, I've been very lucky to work with some great people and work with great organisations, and I think anybody in hiring needs to remember that we really are the kind of gatekeepers to people's careers. So that's why I know we always joke about kind of experience, because again it's a thing that we're never going to fix, but it's something that I do take pride in, because at the end of the day I always think how would I want my parents or my friends or loved ones dealing with. So it's been a good ride so far. Obviously 2020 has been a bit of a curveball, but anyway, moving on.
A little bit. But you seem to have done okay in 2020 as work-wise.
Yeah, I mean,
you've even gone permanent in the middle of the pandemic.
So the bribes that have been given to my boss have really paid off. So I've gone permanent. So I joined after a fantastic 2 years at Yodel, kind of yet again, looking at TA, put a little bit more kind of strategic awareness on it, all of the bits and pieces. I joined Thames Water, which as a northerner gave me a bit of a nosebleed. I know that way down south, but anyway. Again, looking at all the kind of key things around talent risk. So they're entering what they call their next AMP, which is how kind of water companies kind of manage themselves from a budgetary planning perspective. And they just wanted to look at resourcing, look at the capability, what's the service we deliver, all the bits and pieces like that. Had a fantastic 6 months, and now I've gone permanent as the head of resourcing. So yeah, we've got a busy few years ahead. There's a lot to. I don't like using the word fix, because it's almost like, well, once you fix it, it's job done. We'll move things, we'll change things, we'll turn the volume up and down, etc. And as well as me, I think everybody I speak to of varying job levels in various organisations, a lot of future plans have really been accelerated because of this year. So I don't think things will be the same again. Really.
I have a question for anybody who's tuned in, and I can see plenty who are not from the UK. Do you want to explain the nosebleed to a northerner?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, explain Thames Water would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, so Thames.
We use the river.
Yeah, so Thames Water is where the UK's biggest water provider. So as the name suggests, we're up and down in the Thames Valley. So the easiest way to say is the East End side of Greater London and all that kind of area, right up into the kind of Oxford area. Huge, really, because I mean, it really kind of blew my mind actually. Because we'll go to the tap, turn the tap, water comes on. It's just we're used to it, but the science.
Is it the fourth best water in the UK as well? Like on a taste test. I believe it's the fourth best water in the UK on a taste test.
Well,
somebody's been
obviously,
Googling.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, well, obviously, Yorkshire water's the best. But anyway, so and it's it's the science that goes on behind it. It's the engineering. It's the people. And the thing that you have to kind of remember is, so for example, if you look at London, a lot of the infrastructure is actually Victorian. So, I mean, for example, when you go for a walk, catch the tube, whatever, there's water pipes and sewers and valves and all these kind of bits and pieces surrounding you. The whole nosebleed thing. So obviously, I am beyond the wall in terms of Game of Thrones language up in the north. And also I work for a company in the south as well. So that's a little bit of north and south UK kind of banter there. Yeah.
You're getting some love here, Tracy Parsons. Oh my God, Ben. I think that's.
How are you, pal?
I take it Tracy loves you and doesn't love Glenn and I.
No, she's awesome. I did a show with her a while ago. Yeah, and we have very similar thoughts on everything EV and CX related.
I think this is quite funny. So Facebook has started doing a thing when we stream out there where they add captions immediately, which are quite hilarious if you watch it back on Facebook. Just go to my profile. Audrey, the captions are hilarious when Ben talks. He just said he loves yoga.
This is unconscious bias. Do you know what I mean? This is social mobility in work. What's going on? Jesus.
I do remember when I was first over here, though, the people from the north of England, I could not understand at all. And they would get so angry at me. That accent.
It's I've learned on conference calls now to speak quite slowly, because if I speak in my normal Yorkshire Northern dialect, it's a little bit all over the place.
Yes. So I saw your tweet, which led to today's show.
When was that, by the way? I can't remember when I tweeted that. Was it June, July, June?
Okay. Oh yeah, God, it would have been ages ago. Seriously, we had a few.
Yeah.
People kind of go, can we come on the show? And I'm like, yeah, sure, but it'll be like February. So your tweet said along the lines of completed the first draft of our new resourcing give and get as part of our playbook. Same principles as an EVP, which you might have to explain to some people, setting out the stall in terms of what we will deliver, backed up by what we need from our hiring partners. Simple but very effective to build real links. And then I had to get you to clarify that hiring partners means hiring managers or people that are hiring. Because I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah. So you know what? I mean, it's all. I mean, I wish I could kind of sit back and say, well, yes, it was part of a wider global strategy that came from the Centre of Excellence, and it wasn't anything to do with that. Literally, when I was kind of doing the deep dive. So any good kind of transformation, you need to do some homework in terms of digging, lifting the stones up, what's happening here, all that kind of jazz. And it was very, very clear that we needed to build, not necessarily to kind of, bring some love into the arena, but we needed to build some kind of bridges between hiring and the people that are responsible for, I would say, maintaining the hiring engine, which is resourcing. And people that are responsible for bringing people into their teams, i.e. hiring managers. And I was kind of going over this in terms of, well, obviously in employer branding, you have the EVP, which is the employee value proposition, or as I call it, the people deal or people proposition, in terms of this is what an organisation will give, but we kind of need this back off you so we can offer all the stuff that people want now, whether it's, I don't know, it used to be fuzzballs and fake grass, but I guess now it's we'll pay you on time and key working status and all those kind of bits and pieces, and we'll actually look after you and treat you like a human being, which would be nice. And I was thinking, well, actually, can we do that for our resourcing team in terms of, because hiring managers, for me, people talk about candidate experience, so we even talk about recruiter experience, but how many people have actually said, well, hang on a minute, so this new ATS that we're bringing in, this new careers website that we're developing, this new assessment platform, how often do we actually engage with the people that are going to be using it or having the output of it? So had some kind of workshops and sessions and surveys with some of the hiring kind of community, and we landed on this resourcing playbook, which was basically non-binding, but almost like an unofficial contract between the resourcing team and the hiring managers in terms of, okay, so this is what we will bring to the table.
I'm like really fascinated.
It is, sorry. Do you know what? Yet again,
is that
so
you're working from
this fell out earlier, so I think it is.
I've been working too hard. I've been sitting in my chair too much. It's broken.
I'll try and get stationary so it doesn't move. Sorry.
I just Glenn and I like looking at you, going, "What is that noise?"
So basically, it was a document, and this kind of this kind of mantra of, this is how resourcing will work. So we're removing a lot of the barriers in terms of how we find candidates. We've really kind of dug deep into D&I in terms of, because yet again, look, we all know how important D&I is, and I think it's easy for me to say, do I really understand some of the pain and heartache that people have gone through? Not really, because I'm a white bloke, and there's a lot of privilege that comes with that. So we really wanted to kind of.
He's a white bloke, but he's not middle-aged. Just if you want to throw him in with the manuals, he's not one.
All right, yeah, true.
Remember that conversation?
I really do. Anyway, moving on. So what was I saying? Yeah, so we've really kind of broken down our D&I kind of mantra and strategy, so people can really understand the why. We are not doing it just to tick a box. There are very emotional and human value-based reasons why we are doing this. We break down a lot around our community hiring as well, because we do have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to our customers, not only to serve them fresh drinking water, but to provide them with opportunities, whether it's a career opportunity, developing the community. We've taken away a lot of the barriers, and we've become a lot more transparent around how we operate. So actually, Mr. or Mrs. Hiring Manager, there are actually about 27 steps that we go through. So it's creating this understanding, but the main bit is at the back, and it's our give and get. And I've kind of brought up, so I'm more happy to kind of go through it, but it's literally for us to hire world-class leading talent into Thames Water for you. We need this from you, and we're going to be rolling it out across the business when our new ATS goes live. And the most important thing is this document will be very active for our recruiters and hiring managers. It's not just going to be something that we put on the shelf and we bring it out when we get audited. It's going to be a live, organic document that people can take to briefing meetings, people can share with senior leaders. And more importantly, it's actually being endorsed by our HR director. And you're still laughing at the squeaking, aren't you? I can tell.
I was laughing at Glenn. Sorry.
All right, okay.
I actually think it's brilliant. I'm not laughing at you. I think it's brilliant because you're basically saying, this is what we do, hiring person. Because most hiring people don't know, do they? They just assume we produce CVs out of our butt.
And it's even something as simple as again, I'm not massively kind of creating goals from nothing, but we a part in there we've created, and we've called it our candidate attraction ecosystem, because we actually, and the reason why we chose the word ecosystem is because that's what attraction is. There are so many different channels, there's so many different kind of ways into an organization. I think it was really important for hiring managers to kind of see how one channel can have a huge impact on others. So, for example, and I think it was, that's a conversation with, but, we wanted to kind of make them aware that is why it's really important that every single channel we do the right way. So, for example, we don't pump everything to LinkedIn because maybe we might need some organic bits and pieces. And it's okay pumping loads into Indeed, but what are we doing with our customers at kind of at a shop floor or street level? So that was a really, really important one. And some of the kind of stuff that we've kind of looked at, obviously I've discussed the kind of the whole D&I element. And something else, and I guess it's more of a kind of a tactical or strategic thing, but we've been very clear. And yeah, again, it's not rocket science. We've been very clear in our service delivery. Because yet again, how many people in an organisation who comes to hire and say, well, who looks after this? Is it recruitment? Is it HR? Is it onboarding? Is it payroll? So we've now got a very clear gate on anything from this right through to 6 months in the business. That is resourcing's responsibility. So yeah, I mean, it's just been a case of, look, this is who we are. This is what we need. And it's like anything in life. If you set your stall out from the get-go, that's one of my kind of go-to phrases. If you set your stall out in terms of this is what we want to achieve, this is what we can give you, but we need your help. Have empathy for us. We have empathy for you. So I think in our give and get model, I've actually mentioned something on the lines of, we know as a hiring manager, you've got 101 tasks. We understand that, but to hire people, it needs to be your number one priority at that moment in time. So when the hiring manager reads that, she thinks, I need to look at these CVs a lot better, or I need to book real time. And so I think it's just transparency more than anything, really.
A couple of questions, Ben, just on just at the beginning of that process. What was the kind of hiring manager's initial reaction to you, one, wanting to organise workshops around recruitment, and then what was their reaction to the first draft of that document?
Probably, I don't know if it was the word negative, because negative sounds, negative, but it was a little bit of curiosity, but we don't really know why you want to do it. They'd never really kind of had an insight into what resourcing do. So for resourcing to be quite proactive and say, actually, Katrina and Glenn and Sarah and Vicky, whoever, you tell us what you want. But at the same time, we're going to tell you what we want as well. So I think when we explained why we were doing it for transparency, greater relationships, and really defining what we do from a service delivery perspective. And I know that some people might say, well, hang on a minute, resourcing is a people business. Service delivery sounds a little bit IT-y. Yeah, you could say that. But yet again, how many relationships will become more positive because hiring managers know what resourcing do from there to there? They just will. It's common sense. And I think, once you break down barriers, and I keep mentioning the word empathy, because, again, I think it's really important for them to really understand that whether it's a customer service desk analyst or a change director, we really put our heart and soul into it, and we put our blood, our sweat, our toil into it. So, it might just be a small vacancy to you, but to us, it's another person we're bringing in. It's another person that we've managed to kind of take through the process. So I think it's like anything in life. I think
that, don't they? How you get so invested in the people that you're talking to, because you're talking to 4, 5, 6, 7 people. They might only speak to 3 or even fewer possibly. And so you understand that, they've got, they're desperate to change jobs, or they've got a family situation, or whatever it might be. Like, we learn all of that. I don't think they realise that. And it's good just setting that out.
And it sometimes it can be a little bit heartbreaking as well. Every Monday our dashboard gets refreshed and all the rest of it. And I think we've hired by Monday, give or take, about 760 people. That's 760 people that, touch wood, 2020 has been a little bit better than normal because they've got a new job. And And we've just got a new chief executive, Sarah Bentley. She's very kind of people focused. So everything that we are doing at Thames Water and Gas are hiring. It's all about putting the people back into what we do. And that's not to say that it wasn't there before, but as well as me, hiring managers will always turn the nose at hiring because we make them log into an ATS. They've got to download CVs. They've got to give us diary slots. Even though it's been approved by XYZ, they might have to get an additional approval because Sarah's getting an extra few quid. Exactly, yeah. So it's, I think
also that they may not have changed jobs in a really long time either. So if they've not been on the job market for 5 to 10 years, they don't really understand how fundamentally different it is and how they don't have the power anymore.
Absolutely.
Like, people can see what jobs are out there. They don't, even in 2020.
Absolutely.
So it's,
So I mean, I'm just reading some of that. I've actually got them up. So, for example, what one of the pillars of the resourcing get is you will dedicate the right amount of time to filling your position, whether that be for a shortlist review or assessment. So, again, that doesn't sound, that's not going to win me any Nobel Peace Prizes. But what it is doing is to turn the manager that you are investing in something here. It needs your time. It really, really does. And obviously that the tone of voice and the language, we've taken it directly from the values as well. So the values and behaviours that make up the Thames family, we're using that language as well. So we're not talking resourcing speak. We're speaking a language that people get.
Did you get any pushback from any hiring managers, even after the kind of the playbook was put together? Because I think it sounds like you've kind of almost gone on a process of educating the hiring community, because they've seen recruitment as just a bit of a service function. Drop the requirement in, people come out the other side, don't really understand what happens in the middle. So were there any individuals that perhaps took a little bit longer to come round to the idea of what this change was going to do for them? And how did you kind of bring them on that journey to get them to the point where they kind of engage with this new way of working?
I think I'll answer the second part first. So they're still on that journey. I think it's fair to say. I think we still do have people in the business that it will take time because, if, say for example, and I'll pick on you now, Glenn, if you've been doing something transactional, I'll pick on cabinets, don't worry. If you've been doing something transactional for a large amount of time, and I say, oh, hang on a minute, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I want a whole new mindset and culture from how you hire. You're going to be like, oh, well, but it's just, but I just send you a SAP number, and that SAP number equals a job title. And well, you know what a project manager is? Just get me 3 CVs, and I'll interview them in 2 weeks' time. Why do I need to do what I haven't been doing since whenever? So again, it's not something that will kind of take time, but because again, and now I'm going to drum on with it, because we've given them an open forum. In fact, while I'm talking, I'll pick one out. Because we've given them a forum in regards to what do you want from us. So for example, I'm going to pick one here. So this is our give. Okay, we will operate in an honest and open way and challenge where we see fit to ensure the most effective and efficient way in filling your position. So there was a little bit of feedback that sometimes resourcing doesn't influence or doesn't show its stripes. So basically what that is saying is, well, actually from now on, we're going to be a little bit more vocal. We're going to be a little bit more direct, because guess what? You've asked us to do this. Yeah. And guess what?
That means they can push back. They can say,
absolutely, yeah. Because
you know what, Mr. Hiring Manager, Ms. Hiring Manager, you're not giving me the time.
Absolutely,
I'm not working on this until you will.
And I'm gonna pick on. I'll pick on Glenn again. Say, for example, Glenn will say to me, "Yeah, but why have you done that as a resourcing function?" I'll simply turn around and say, you told us to do that. You know, and we've got heaps of data supporting that. And it's like anything, isn't it? You know,
hang on. In that case, well, being in Michael Mann's question, which is beautifully timed with the word data there. Hello, Mr. Mann. Long time no see, like literally long time. Like, oh God, 15 years or something ridiculous. Really interesting question for Ben. Have you seen any measurable improvements since implementation?
So we've seen what I would call you brought up kind of time to hide it. I actually used to work with Mike, he's a good lad. We used to have some good football related bands when we worked together in London.
All worked with Mike.
Yeah.
All worked with Mike.
He's an Arsenal supporter.
He is, but he is a good lad, to be fair. Hi, pal. So we've seen some we've seen what I would call your very, very basic KPIs. So we have seen a slight reduction in time to hire. We've seen a little bit of reduction on cost as well, because we've been showing them the ecosystem, they'll be like, oh, hang on a minute, I've got 500 connections on LinkedIn. Maybe one of these will be good for you rather than going to a search or whatever. But for me, it's and I don't want to use the word kind of soft skills, because I don't really believe in hard and soft skills. I believe in skills that everyone needs. What it's allowed us to do is, because we're slowly building gravitas, we're slowly building reputation, we're now being invited into conversations that probably wouldn't be before. So, for example, last week, we're looking at our 2021 workforce plan, where people will be located. For the first time, we've been asked, what do you think? Go get some data, go get some intelligence. Where would it really help resourcing where we were to hire? Because yet again, because we're challenging, we're not immune to, we're not a set of mice. You know, we are strategic hiring experts. We advise on talent, users. You know, that's our kind of message.
I love that.
That's good.
Noella, it's encouraging a partnership model, which I think is key. So just a bit of a cheer on there. Audra, of course, has a question. Do you ask hiring managers to search their network and share content? They're very likely to have great relevant connections, which you just mentioned. Ever gotten pushback that it is the job of TA if you've asked them to do that?
Oh, every week, of course, every week, every week. You know, this isn't a Disney film. This isn't going to end with, you know, two little animals kind of trotting off into the sunset. You know, you will always get hiring managers.
Ben, you promised.
Oh, sorry. You know, you're always going to get hiring managers like, well, yeah, well, can't you just do it? Or, well, I'm just going to go to agencies. And look, you know, we do not live in a utopian perfect world, but yet again, that is where you sit down with them. I don't want to use the word educate. I'm going to use the word coach, and you say, look, you can be the best ambassador or the best guardian for our brand. You know, go and sell the kind of the Thames Water story. And we have seen successes, for example, with things like LinkedIn, but we've also seen success outside of that in forums and committees, and, you know, for example, in digital and engineering, which, touch wood, haven't massively been infiltrated by recruiters yet. Because we all know that as soon as the new social media network comes up, before you know it, there's channels and recruiters have ruined it and all the rest of it. But yeah, again, it's one of those. It's, as I said, build those relationships, have those conversations. And as I said, I think it was Noella. If I pronounce your name incorrectly, I'm Northern. That's my excuse. It's all about. All right, okay. It is all about partnerships, and it's building those kind of, you know, that team ethos.
And I think for them to see you as a partner as well. Sorry, Glenn. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I was just saying, like when we had, oh my God, when you can see someone's face, that when we talked about this, the hiring manager's not seeing us as equals and seeing us as a service.
Was that Sai? Was that Sai Hawkeye by any chance? Was it Simon?
No, Sky.
Okay.
The Sky Betting and Gaming.
Clive.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. It's called Brain Fog.
Clive Smart.
That was a cool, similar thing. Like you're saying, here's an actual agreement, but by doing that, as you said, getting called to the table because they're now seeing you as a partner.
Absolutely.
And too often.
And that's why I must admit, I've stopped arguing online now, so I can't be bothered a lot of the time. But that's why when I used to get involved in kind of quite heated debates online, I'm always a big fan of, we work better with our HR colleagues. You'll often hear the conversation in terms of, but TA needs a seat at the top table and all this. Well, I want to go play to Lamborghini, but I'm never going to get one.
I'd love to know how that was interpreted on Facebook. You want a what?
Gold-plated Lamborghini. It probably came out as a tin of cash, but TA and resourcing work better with their HR colleagues, because our HR VPs and our senior HR VPs are fantastic. They open the door for us. So, yet again, another perfect example. I think it was yesterday we completed one of our first November to March forecasts. And the two people that completed it for each business area, the resourcing business partner and the HR business partner, because yet again, it's a partnership. I don't want to sit on my own. I want to work with HR. I want to work with Reward, because guess what? We are their people function. So I think that's another important thing to kind of bake into this, in terms of, yes, it's building those relationships with hiring managers, but utilize your people network, whether it be Reward, L&D, talent, D&I, your HR business partners, and really utilize them.
As well, because you've made the agreement be 6 months in, so you're looking at the pre-boarding and the onboarding and getting them to stay, which I think is a lot of. Well, you're calling it resourcing. Are we meaning recruiting as well? Same, or do you?
You tell me. I don't know. I mean, we
I think a lot of TA recruiters think it stops at the door, whereas I think it's
no. So
the other side, to be fair.
So our service delivery model. So this is what I've designed. It's being signed off by the exec. It is now kind of run off into the distances. We take everything from the planning element. So workforce planning, or yet again, what other trendy phrase that we're calling it, to we temp check all new starters 3 months into a business. As far as I'm concerned, those cats are ours. In terms of, even 3 months in, 6 months in, our resourcing team will keep in contact with them. Clearly, the numbers at the moment are a little bit radical in terms of numbers that we're hiring. But do you know what? I never buy into the fact that, when people say, but I'm just too busy to drop that person an email or a phone call. B word. No, get it done. Speak to them. Keep that human link there, and just get it done. That's the way that we work.
It's interesting. It sounds like you've kind of changed perhaps the traditional targets for the team by virtue of putting this playbook in. How was that received by the kind of recruitment team? Obviously they knew change was coming and they were inputting into this new playbook, but did they realize that there would be some new expectations on them, like you say, beyond somebody's gone to offer stage, brilliant, pass over to HR, pass over to hiring manager, on to the next requirement. Now you're asking them to check in with these individuals kind of 3 months in. How did that land?
I think, first into the hiring manager, you had some that were really kind of on my lord, be looking to do this forever, really, really exciting. You had some that were like, this is pretty cool. And then you had some that were a little bit apprehensive, because, I always say that, change is difficult for everyone, because, everybody will think, well, how does this impact me? So does this mean I've got to do more work? If I've got these 6 kind of balls that I'm juggling, well, I can't do an extra 2. So what's going to kind of drop? But yet again, when that's when I say to my team, don't worry about that. I'm the head of resourcing. Leave your experience to me. I'll make sure that you have the right process, the right technology, the right capability, and all the crap, push it upstairs, because I can look after that. And that for me is that's what a head of resourcing should be doing, in terms of, it's not a million years ago since I was on the phone speaking to candidates, searching, sourcing, networking, selling, all those kind of bits and pieces, it's still really tough. So my position, my responsibility is making sure that my team have the right tools, capability, tech, process, and gravitas in the business to do their job well. And if not, I'm not really leader. Well, I always think, you know, we say the word gravitas, and I don't think sometimes it's massively important, And I like to think that the conversations that I'm having at that senior leader level, they're trickling down, you know, into the business. So, you know.
But it's all of the focus. I mean, why I created the mastermind in the book, you know, it's all the focus is on the sourcing tools and technology and on the marketing and not on the gravitas and the human skills and all of that stuff. Massively. So is your candidate experience therefore getting better from what you can see with what people, I mean, of course, people will get annoyed they don't get jobs, but is it getting better because you are treating them better?
Yeah, obviously, you know, the as with any transformation, we'll see the real results in probably 6 to 12 months. But the little anecdotal stuff that we're getting, some of the initial survey data that we're getting from hiring managers as well, it's slowly making a difference. And yet again, recruiters now have a lot more confidence to do stuff that they need to do. And, you know, for the first time ever, certain managers are coming to us. You know, HRBPs and say, well, actually, on our kind of operational weekly call, when it got to resourcing, there was no negative feedback. And some of the technology that we're putting in that goes live in January, especially around our new onboarding platform and our new some of the kind of chatbot technology that we're looking at as well, that will only make kind of things better. Because, as I said, you know, I keep banging the drum, you know, resourcing. You know, we are a strategic function. You know, the whole reason why people don't take or might not take as strategic as we want to be is we don't speak in the right language. You know, yeah, don't get me wrong, time to hire, cost per hire. Yeah, do you know what? As warning lights on a dashboard, they're not that bad. But it's about survey data. How do candidates feel? How do hiring managers feel? And what are you doing as a resourcing function to impact the EBITDA? And if people don't know what EBITDA is, Google it. It's a finance term. But that is, and you know, people say, yeah, but hang on a minute. How can a resourcing EVP hiring manager agreement impact EBITDA? The reason why it impacts EBITDA is better hiring manager capability, better hiring decisions, a better quality of hire, that links to performance. All of a sudden, resourcing has a pound sign next to it, or a euro sign, or whatever. So yeah, or an Australian dollar.
To be fair, aren't we the people bringing in the people to make it like the right people in the job to make the company profitable? Like, is it really that complicated?
We are.
Are you showcasing the good news stories and feedback in any other forums other than the kind of weekly kind of meeting, like, you know, I guess team stand-ups, sharing it around the business? Is there any other ways that you're kind of sharing that kind of positive feedback?
Yeah, so we have obviously we have our contribution to the monthly exec dashboard and slide deck, which is again, for me, that's just validation. You know, if resourcing gets discussed by the exec, I'm not saying you've won the gold medal, but you certainly run at the front of the pack. We have contributions to obviously kind of the wider HR leadership groups and the bits and pieces like that. But as I said, it's just the little 1% that make the difference. You know, and I mean, we had a hiring manager, would be probably about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks. And it was in a business area that didn't have the great reputation for hiring. So let's just be honest with you. And they made a link between a good hiring manager and a good primary school teacher. Because regardless of what country originated from, everybody always remembers teachers when you're quite young, because they were the ones that started to build your kind of DNA. And, you know, I was really happy that person wanted to impact a candidate as much as that, because when I heard that, my job's done. It's done, finished. See you later. I'll see you at the bar kind of thing, because that's all I want. All I want to do is for hiring managers to remember the awesome responsibility that they have.
Yeah.
In bringing in people. That's it. Don't worry about technology. That's my bag. Don't worry about advertising. That's my bag. Don't even worry about an interview room. Don't worry about that. The resourcing function will do all that. All I need you to do is, when the hiring manager enters a room, I need her for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, to be amazing. Because guess what? If she does that and the candidate has what we need, job done. And do you know what? And I'll retire and I'll buy that yacht and I'll go to the Barbados.
Gold-plated Lamborghini.
Gold-plated Lamborghini, yeah.
Oh my God, do not drive that down here, seriously.
All right. If anybody has any second-hand gold-plated Lamborghinis for sale, feel free to contact them.
Yeah, freelance. From the early 80s and a bit battered.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Classic car.
Joe Shree, valid point on EBITDA. STA is more a business function as we contribute to the bottom line by saving agency cost as well.
It is, and that's probably. I mean, I haven't done that much research. Obviously, work has been first and foremost. But I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago for the firm, and they said, what are your key kind of career learnings and advice for up and coming TA leaders? And I'll say it again, the biggest one that I've learned is, so when you work in resourcing and TA, you reach a level whereby your SME knowledge peaks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn more about sourcing because, well, apart from you, obviously, but you're not going to learn more about sourcing. You're not going to learn more about employer branding. Technology, all you need to do is go to a few conferences each year. And so your SME level will be there. After that, it's gravitas, it's leadership, and it's putting your function on the exec's radar. That's it. So if there's
for the right reasons.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, not for all. So that's why I'll always say to TA managers and TA leaders, properly align yourselves to business leaders. For example, so obviously we're a water company. One of our main strategic drivers is to reduce leakage and wastage because.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Those
Victorian pipes.
Yes. Let's not get into that on here.
Let's not talk about Thames water in my road right now.
So so we've got Katrina's road and pipes that are clearly
just
suffering.
my road. Forget about this.
Okay, let's let's take it back a bit. What's the people impact? What's the talent impact? Where are we getting the next generation of people to fix it? Is it grow? Is it apprenticeships? Is it community hiring? Is it employability? Are we taking people that, I don't know, Glenn, you spoke about this before, let's look at people that they need a second chance at life. So let's kind of give them that, because obviously some of the circumstances that they're in, it's through no fault of their own. So as I said, look at what is our business trying to do? How can people and talent make that happen? That is your resourcing strategy.
That's it.
And things like the playbook and hiring manager, EVP, they're all tools that kind of go towards that. So it's dead easy.
Love it.
Dead easy.
On that note, perfectly timed. It's like we told him what time we were finishing. I don't know if you even were noting what the time was, but that was beautifully done. Next week, we have Pritesh Bhatt, who will be talking about inclusion within the recruitment industry, which will be super cool and very on topic at the moment, hot topic, particularly as we're all remote, so there's no excuse for it. As ever, we have to thank Enterprise Alumni for another week, particularly because, oh my gosh, what a guest. Ben, thank you for all of those pearls of wisdom. Wow. And Glenn didn't even drop a curly question at 25 past, which was, he was just so awed by all of that information, which was amazing. Thank you so much as well. I might even go, as I walk past the Thames Water people, and say, I just had a very interesting conversation with your head of resourcing. He's very
Thanks for having me on board. Yeah.
Thank you for all you're doing. I mean, I think you shake up people's thinking as well. So thank you for the time for sharing it. Thank you for all of your comments and questions and all of that. Much appreciated. We shall see you all at the same time next week, which of course is 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern. On all of the usual. Oh, apparently the clock's changed this weekend, so it will be 11 a.m. I love the heckling squad on the side there. So it'll be 11 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UK time for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. I have no idea. Look, I'm struggling at the moment to even know what time of the day it is. Anyway, we shall see you all next week at some point on a Thursday. Okay? See you then. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.